This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final with Steve the Baxman Baxley. Tonight, it's dedicated to Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. Now, with the details that make the headlines in the world of sports go round and round. By the way, we're sponsored as always by the L2C Media Network. Here's our host, our own little vampire hunter, because we all know he's batty. Steve, the Baxman Baxley. So I'm batty. Well, I'm proud of it. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another crazy-ass edition of Last Call Cafe. I am, of course, indeed a pleasure to have you with us on a beautiful Thursday night. Safely say we have got a lot to cover tonight. During this hour, we will be updating you on the latest from Mandy Summers and Peter Gilmore. Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. I will explain everything during this. We're going to, let's see, about midnight, and then right as we're about to go off the air, because on one of Mandy's streams, Mandy Summer, yesterday afternoon, I made the bold shoot the boot big ass prediction that by Friday, or on Friday, didn't give a time or anything, I just said on Friday they were going to make 30 thou. Right now, why don't we find out exactly how they are doing at this hour. In fact, we're going to not do it on this. We're going to we're going to just do it right like this, if you'll pardon us for a bit of a moment. Okay, let's mark this down at 11:38 p.m. August 19th, 2021. Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter is at $29,145, 455 backers. They're at 58.29% of the 500 flexible goal. They got 10 days left for the original, and they're going to stretch it out a few more weeks, days, maybe a month or so. Yep, 29,145. I told them this afternoon when they hit 28 that by Friday I said they would hit 30,000, and then I made the bold arse prediction. In fact, I've written it down that by Friday they will hit $30,143 of backing for this comic book. And she and Peter have had a successful team up. This is the first time I have ever predicted something, and they are close. They are close from my prediction. So we wish them luck, and we will update everybody on the situation. Speak of the devil, Peter Gilmore in the chat room. Howdy, hi, Pete. How you doing? Welcome to the House of Insane Fun. That's right. We are, this is incredible. And now, speaking of incredible, time for us to do a little sports. And we will update, as we said during the broadcast, to see if that total raises up. Because if it does, when it does during this hour, when, I'm going to make one bold ass prediction right now. If it goes to 29.2, by the time we get off, excuse me for a moment. Hi there. Thank you. If it gets up to 29,200 by then sometime tomorrow morning they will reach the little prediction I made. If that happens, I swear to God, the rabbi's not the only one that's going to predict football games on this program. I'm going to start predicting. I mean, I just do it for my mom and I and Uno for our little football content. Man, I don't have a gray hair on my head, but it feels like I got gray beard. But man, oh man, this is getting rough. Let's calm it down and get some scores. Boy, do I have to read this card, guys? Okay, thank you. Folks, I read this every night. I have to read it again. It is of irony. Our scores are presented to you courtesy of Caesars Sportsbook, formerly William Hill Sportsbook. Remember, we are all Caesars. Yes, and if you Caesar, tell her before you do. All right, let's go to the game. The one game that is still going on. Fifth inning, the defending World Series champs, Los Angeles Dodgers, are leading the New York Mets 2-1. Let's now go for some finals. Final score, Tampa Bay over the Baltimore Orioles. I am a Wario. I don't know why I'm losing. Well, Tampa Bay beat you 7-2, 7-7-0 for the Rays, 2-8-0 for the Warriors. McClanahan ruled the day with another win. He's 8-4. Lopez is got the loss, and he is 13. No, he is 3-14. Wow. The Detroit Tigers, as we're watching yet for another record. Oh boy. It's a day of records, isn't it? Or a week of records. Yes, we continue to be on Miggy Cabrera 500th home run watch, and he didn't get it. Tigers had the lead 10-2. The Angels came back and won it by a score of 13-10. As we said, Miggy Cabrera did not hit a home run. If he does, that would be his 500th home run. But he did get another hit close to the 5,000 hit mark, I do believe. Yes. No, 3,000. I think. Yeah, 3,000. So he's about, I think, 96 hits away from the magic 3,000, but one home run away from the magic 500. Angels won 13-10, 13-16-1 for the Angels. 10-14-1 for Los Tigres. Mayers for the Angels. He got the win. He's 4-4. Fulmer got the loss. He is 5-5, and Warren got his first save. It took 11 innings, but the Seattle Mariners put away the Texas Rangers 9-8, 9-12-1 for the Mariners, 8-9-0 for the Rangers. Smith gets win. For the Mariners, he's 2-1. Barlow gets lost for Rangers. He's 0-1. And Sewald gets his sixth save. Took 10 innings, but the Houston Astros, without the use of a trash can, mind you, beat up on Kansas City Royals 6-3, 6-10-0 for the Astros, 3-7-0 for the Royals. Presley, thank you very much. He ain't nothing but a hound dog, but he did win. He's 5-1. Davis for the Royals, he suffered a loss, and he is winless in 3 starts. Wowzers. Okay. I know the MLB news we're going to be creating coming up or reporting on coming up. So join us, won't you? Oakland Athletics over the Chicago White Sox 5-4, 5-6-1 for the Athletics, 4-8-0 for the White Sox. Irvin got the win for the Athletics. He's 9-11. Kopech got the loss. He's 3-2. And Trevino gets his 20th save of the season. You know, I swear to God, if they hit 30,143 during this show, I'm doing the rest of this broadcast butt-ass naked. That'll drive the thing down, so I might as well just forget about that. Just do it Friday morning. Anyway, no one wants to see me naked, for God's sakes. That would kill their sex lives. Okay. Hi, YouTube censors. How you doing? Anyway, more final scores. Don't get on me now. New York Yankees beat the Minnesota Twins 7-5, 7-7-0 for the Yanks, 5-8-0 for the Twins. Italian got the win for the Yankees. He's 8-4. Gant got the loss. He's 4-7. And Green got his 6th save of the season. All right. Cincinnati Reds outdid the Miami Marlins 6-1, 6-9-0 for the Reds, 1-8-0 for the Marlins. Castillo gets the win. He's 7-12. Neidert gets the loss for the 1-2. And finally, the St. Louis Cardinals, they beat up on the team that made Milwaukee famous, the Brewers, by a score of 8-4, 8-10-0 for the Cards, 4-6-1 for the Brewers. Okay. Fernandez gets a win for the Cards. He's 1-0. Woodruff gets a loss for the Brews. He's 7-7. You think we're done with baseball? No, folks. We got the minors. That's the fun league. Yep, they got the minors. That's the fun league for this year broadcast. And so we're going to go AAA. Continue to scratch my head. Let's go to the AAA league and check out the scores. Top of the 8th inning. Sugarland over Oklahoma City, 9-6. Bottom of the 8th, Nashville leads Memphis 10-5. Top 7th, Tacoma and Sacramento are tied at 2. Bottom of the 5th, Albuquerque over Las Vegas, 7-2. They're the Isotopes in Albuquerque. Thank you, Simpsons. You predicted that one very well, didn't you? Yeah. Final scores, Syracuse over Buffalo, 4-3, 4-5-1 for the Qs, 3-7-1 for Buffalo. That was in the second game. In the first game, the Qs won that one big, 2-1 over Buffalo, 2-4-0 for the Qs, 1-3-2 for the Low. Worcester over Scranton. No, excuse me. First game, Scranton Wilkes-Barre beat Worcester by a score of 5-0. In fact, I guess you could say it was a no-hitter. They went only 7 innings in doubleheaders, so I guess, well, technically it's a no-no. 5-0 final score for Scranton, 5-6-0, or excuse me, Scranton Wilkes-Barre. 5-6-0, Worcester, goose eggs times 3. Second game, however, Worcester got their revenge on Scranton Wilkes-Barre and beat them 5-3, 5-5-0 for Worcester, and 3-7-0 for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Another double dilt because of the weather. Lehigh Valley and Rochester split the pair. Lehigh Valley beating Rochester in 8 innings, 4-3. 4-4-0 for Lehigh Valley, 3-10-0 for Rochester. In Game number dos, it was Rochester over Lehigh Valley, 6-2, 6-11-0 for Rochester, 2-8-0 for Lehigh Valley. Gwinnett over Louisville, 8-1, 8-9-1 for Gwinnett, 1-6-2 for Louisville. Durham over Jacksonville, 10-4. 10-4 good buddy, 10-9-1 for Durham, 4-10-1 for Jayville. Norfolk over Charlotte, 11-6, or Charlotte if you live in Michigan. Charlotte. Let's call the whole thing off. Yeah. Norfolk, 11-18-1. Charlotte, 6-11-0. Toledo over Indianapolis, 5-2, 5-9-0 Toledo, 2-6-1 Indianapolis. 10 innings it took El Paso to beat up Round Rock 7-5, 7-12-0 for El Paso, 5-11-1 for Round Rock. St. Paul over Iowa 9-4, 9-10-0 for St. Paul, 4-6-3 for Iowa. Columbus over Omaha 8-3, 8-13-0 for Columbus, 3-7-0 for Omaha. Reno and Salt Lake were postponed due to rain. They'll make it up on the morrow. Let's go now from triple to double A and just get the scores down and get funky like a monkey. Bottom of the fourth, Chattanooga and Rocket City are scoreless. That's simple. Final scores, Arkansas over Frisco, 3-0, 3-9. Oh, excuse me. This must have been the day of the double dip. Game one, Arkansas. In fact, Arkansas swept Frisco twice. They beat them in the first game, 8-2, 8-9-1 for Arkansas, 2-3-3 for Frisco, and then they beat them again in the nightcap, 3-0, 3-9-0 Arkansas, 0-1-1 for Frisco. Anyone else have rainouts? Yes, they did. So they played two. Everybody's doing the 2-2, so they almost love ballet. First game, Birmingham beat Tennessee 6-5, 6-11-0 for Birmingham, 5-9-0 for Tennessee. Second game, it was reversed. Tennessee beat Birmingham 5-1, 5-6-0 for Tennessee, 1-5-0 for Birmingham. In a single game, thank God for small miracles. Rocket City. Yes, where you can get a rocket. And for the women, pocket rocket. Yes, go to Rocket City. It's next to Spatula City, somewhere near Keokuk. Rocket City over Chattanooga by a score of 7-6, 7-6-1 for Rocket City, 6-4-0 for Chattanooga. Altoona over Somerset, 5-love, 5-11-0 for Altoona, 0-4-1 for Somerset. Richmond over Erie, 2-1, 2-3-1 Richmond, 1-5-0 for Erie. Akron over Harrisburg, 11-2, 11-18-0 for Akron, 2-3-2 for Harrisburg. Reading was Fundamental over Bowie, 6-5, 6-12-1 for Reading, 5-8-1 for Bowie. New Hampshire, as Pepperidge Farm remembers. We remember where your wife was last night with the police officer. Suffice to say, she knew how to use the handcuffs. Why? Pepperidge Farm remember. New Hampshire over Hartford, 3-2, 3-9-0 for the Hamp, 2-5-1 for Hartford. That's insurance for you. Biloxi over Pensacola, 2-1, 2-5-0 for Biloxi, 1-5-0 for Pensacola. San Antonio over Corpus Christi, 8-5, 8-12-0 for San Antonio, 5-9-2 for Corpus Christi. Amarillo over Midland, 3-2, 3-6-1 for Amarillo, 2-9-1 for Midland. Northwest Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas or Northwest Arkansas, if you prefer. Either way, we do respect you. Final score 4-1 over Tulsa, 4-6-0 for Northwest Arkansas, 1-5-1 for Tulsa. Wichita over Springfield, 14-6, 14-21-2 for Wichita, 6-10-1 for Springfield. Binghamton and Portland were postponed, so was Mississippi and Montgomery. That's right, because you can't get biscuits wet. Carrying on, let's go to High A. High A. Low talent, but High A. Here we go. Bottom of the eighth inning, Hillsborough and Spokane tied at 3. Bottom of the sixth, it's Vancouver 7, Tri-Cities 4. Middle of the fifth, it's Everett over Eugene 6-2. Final scores: Bowling Green an 8-6 winner over Greensboro, 8-10-2 for Bowling Green, 6-8-0 for Greensboro. Asheville over Jersey Shore 15-7, 15-14-1 for Asheville, 7-8-2 for Jersey Shore. Hudson Valley over Brooklyn 7-6, 7-9-1 for Hudson Valley, 6-8-1 for Brooklyn. Wilmington over Aberdeen 8-7, 8-11-0 for Wilmington, 7-8-0 for Aberdeen. West Michigan over Fort Wayne 4-3, 4-11-1 for West Michigan, 3-6-0 for Fort Wayne. Great Lakes over Lansing Lugnuts, my people. 16-7 final score, 16-17-1 for Great Lakes, 7-12-3 for Lansing. Lake County over Dayton 5-3, 5-6-1 Lake County, 3-5-1 Dayton. Cedar Rapids over Wisconsin 9-8, 9-12-0 for Cedar Rapids, 8-14-3 for Wisconsin. And if you ever whiz, con, or sin, you know the greatest place to do that. Beloit over Peoria 4-1, 4-9-2 Beloit, 1-3-0 Peoria. Quad Cities in South Bend, they were suspended in the top of the third for rain. That'll be completed on August 20th. Greenville and Rome will also be done on August 20th. Leave us to, and what else was there? Field Rome, Winston-Salem Hickory, wet ground, and inclement weather. So their double dip was canceled. Let's go now to low A. Low A. I met a girl named Low A, and she blew me away, and I loved it. No. Here we go, bottom of the ninth inning, Fresno over Visalia. I think we're going to call this 10-5, bottom of the ninth, and if that gets done before we go off the air, we'll update. Top of the seventh, San Jose over Rancho Cucamonga by a score of 10-7. Top of the fifth, Stockton over Modesto, 9-8, 9-8. We don't do the things until they're final. Top of the eighth, Lake Elsinore over the Inland Empire, 2-1. Now let's go to another doubleheader. Man, there's a lot of doubleheaders today. Mother Nature must really be pissed. First game, Bradenton defeated Clearwater 2-1, 2-5-0 for Bradenton, 1-3-0 for Clearwater. In the second game, took 8 innings. Bradenton over Clearwater. They swept them 3-4-1 for Bradenton, 2-6-3 for Clearwater. Fort Myers over Dunedin, 6-2, 6-10-0 for Fort Myers, 2-7-0 for Dunedin. St. Lucie over Tampa, 8-7, 8-7-2 for St. Lucie. Ricky, wah! St. Lucie, you got some splaining to do. Well, anyway, St. Lucie defeated Tampa 8-7, 8-7-2 for St. Lucie, 7-11-2 for Tampa. Jupiter beat Lakeland 4-3, 4-8-4 for Jupiter, 3-6-1 for Lakeland. Dunedin over Fort Myers. Gee, does that sound vaguely familiar? Yep. Fort Myers and Dunedin in the second game, 6-2. Thank you. So how'd they do in the first game? Dunedin won 2-0 in another semi-conscious no-hitter. 2-5-0 for Dunedin. Zip, and zilch for Fort Myers. Salem over Lynchburg, 7-2, 7-8-0 for Salem, 2-7-1 for Lynchburg. Down east over Knapp. How would you like to play for a team then when some woman sees you, ask you what team you play for? You say, I'm down east. She'll smile at you and, well, she'll go down south. Anyway, let's just do this properly. Down east over Kannapolis, 14-3, 14-18-0 for Down East, 3-10-4 for Kannapolis. Carolina over Augusta, 6-5, 6-7-1 for Carolina, 5-11-0 for Augusta. Daytona over Palm Beach, 11-4, 11-12-0 for Daytona, 4-7-0 for Palm Beach. Afterwards, Palm Beach went to the club, and they had some drinks, some Budweisers, and looked at some strippers named Babette. Anyway, let's keep going here. Delmarva. Boom, boom, boom. Delmarva. They beat Fredericksburg 11-9. Boom, boom. Giddy up, 11, 9, and 1 for Delmarva. Giddy up, 9, 10, and 1, 9, 10, and 1 for Fredericksburg. Charleston, made in Carolina. Hey, defeated Columbia by a score of 5-4, 5-9-1 for Charleston, 4-7-1 for Columbia. Myrtle Beach leads Fayetteville 3-2. Game was suspended in the bottom of the second with no outs due to weather conditions. And that, my friends, is a look at baseball, both major and minor. A minor 49er. All right. Let's take in a little bit of news, and then we'll update the standings, and then we'll just go on with our bad selves here. By the way, Nick Rekieta tonight has his Friday night hits online for his usual show, Lost Blending the Interwebs, tonight, midnight Eastern, 11 Central. Nick Rekieta, the mild-mannered, humble Minnesota lawyer, explains all, knows all, and sometimes jokes all. So if you want to take a do so, midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central Time, right here on YouTube on the Rekieta Law channel. You'll learn about the most important things. You'll learn about law, everything you want to know about law, whiskey, rum, and various other drinks. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? Yes, we shall. Okay, in the National Hockey League, this is not good news. The city of Glendale, Arizona will not renew its operating agreement with the Arizona Coyotes past the 2021-2022 NHL season, effectively ending the team's 18-year run in the city and Gila River Arena. Now, the announcement was made via Twitter on Thursday afternoon by the city of Glendale. Quote, with an increased focus on larger, more impactful events and uses of the city-owned arena, the city of Glendale has chosen to not renew the operating agreement for the Arizona Coyotes beyond the coming 2021-2022 season. So says the city's official Twitter account. Oh, wow. The city wrote that it has informed the Coyotes, who they've operated a year-to-year agreement with for years, of its plans to sever ties. Why don't you wear bow ties? You can't sever those. I should know. I got about 3. In addition, in an additional Twitter post, Glendale wrote it has the right to decline a renewal of the agreement every year as long as the decision is made prior to December 31st. We are thankful to the NHL and Arizona Coyotes for being a part of the Glendale community for the past 18 years. Glendale City Manager Kevin Phelps said in a statement, the decision to not renew the operating agreement with the Coyotes was not made overnight or in a vacuum. Really? I thought it was made on a vibrator. I don't know. We carefully weighed input from key stakeholders on expert economists. Since when our economist expert? Our arena management firm and our city council. End quote. The Coyotes haven't finished top 3 in their division since winning the Pacific in 2011-2012. They reached conference finals that year, but have made the playoffs only once, and that was in the 2019-2020 season. Since last season, the Coyotes finished 24, 26-6 before firing coach Rick Tocchet. Andre Tourigny, former head coach in the OHL, signed a 3-year deal to replace Tocchet on July 1st. The final 2 years on Tourigny's deal will now be spent outside the city. He signed on the dotted line to coach in. Glendale's decision to move on from the Coyotes looks to be more financially motivated than competitively motivated, however. The city hired Applied Economics, an economic consulting firm. I thought Applied Economics was like an electronics store. To determine the spending habit differences between hockey game attendees and concert goers, according to the USA Today, the firm's report found hockey game attendees mostly spend inside the arena, while concert goers spend more for retail and dining at Westgate, Glendale's entertainment district. Each Coyote home game drove $12,000 in sales and bed taxes. They tax your bed? That's perverted. Yeah. To Westgate, according to a report, compared to $25,000 for concerts. Additionally, concert goers spend an average of $58 at Westgate, more than double the $28 hockey game attendees spend. Still, Glendale hopes to keep its relationship with the Coyotes intact. Phelps reportedly contacted the team earlier this year to negotiate a longer lease, but the team declined. Thursday's news signals that he has officially moved on. The most likely destination for the Coyotes is Tempe, Arizona. Tempe and the Coyotes, who are owned by billionaire Alex Meruelo, have reportedly talked about potential relocation proposals since July. Of course, if they're going to relocate, they got to have the blessing of the NHL. All right, let's keep this love going, shall we? Well, the WWE is in the baseball business. Well, somewhat. There we go. That's right. If MLB outfielder Josh Reddick ever needs a replacement to the WWE Championship belt he bought for himself after his Houston Astros won the 2017 World Series, he's in luck. On Wednesday, the WWE announced a multi-year partnership with Major League Baseball in which they'll make WWE Championship replica titles and accessories for all 30 Major League clubs. This is the first time the WWE has partnered with the U.S. Major Sports League in offering WWE Championship replica titles. Branded belts, the WWE will create titles for marquee MLB events such as the World Series, All-Star Derby. The WWE will also release MLB-inspired custom side plates and Lucha Libre mask. Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. While the WWE has informally been a partner with a major sports organization like this, it has extensive history with the MLB. The WWE gave team-branded title belts to Washington Nationals and Los Angeles Dodgers to honor their wins in the 2019 and 2020 World Series, respectively. An additional item, the WWE made title belts for the most recent champions in every other major U.S. sports league: Milwaukee Bucks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. WWE Senior Vice President of WWE Senior Vice President of Direct-to-Consumer Products, Kevin Moore, said, "We've been continually amazed by the reaction to custom WWE Championship title belts, and we're excited this partnership will allow us to make them widely available to fans at a hefty price." I added that last one. The WWE Major League Baseball merchandise line will launch in 2022. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, joy, oh, rapture. Remember when you were a kid, you start to collect baseball cards. Some of them you stuck in the spokes of your bike so you can hear the click-clack. Well, for a full 7 decades, Topps Company has enjoyed a long-standing bond with Major League Baseball as the league's preeminent producer of trading cards. Those days are coming to an end, as a growing sports merchandise acquired the rights to produce an integral part of baseball fandom. According to a report by Generals Jared Diamond, Major League Baseball and And the omnipresent Major League Baseball Players Association have struck a new exclusive baseball card agreement with a company controlled by Fanatics Inc., an ever-expanding online retailer of sports merchandise and memorabilia. The MLB's new deal with Fanatics marks the end of an era in the baseball card world, as the move comes at the expense of Topps, which has produced baseball cards since the early 50s. The Major Baseball Players Association deal begins in 2023, while the agreement with MLB itself will begin in 2026, following the end of the league's current contract with Topps in 2025. Now, according to a memo sent to players by MLBPA's executive director, Tony Clark, other significant sports properties have also agreed to exclusive licenses with Fanatics' new company in the trading card space, according to the Athletic's Evan Drellich. Fanatics is also on the verge of partnerships with the NFL and NBA, as well as their Players Association. Now, in baseball, the deal means big money for Major League players. According to Clark's memo, the total value of the deal is more than 10 times bigger than any that the union has ever struck, and it's also part of a series of recent deals expected to generate nearly $2 billion in revenue through 2045. Right? Yep. News of the impending end of Major League Baseball's deal with Topps comes just as the company was set to go public, according to City Index. Topps company is expected to go public in the third quarter of 2021 through a SPAC merger with Murdoch Capital. If you ever seen a Murdoch, you should know what it is. That's right. Wahoo. What else go on in the wicked world? Well, National Football League, let's give it to you. The Philadelphia Eagles didn't get to see Javonte Smith catch passes from Jalen Hurts in his preseason debut. The only unfortunate part of a night where the wide receiver looked well beyond his years. Smith was a bright spot in an anemic performance by the Eagles' offense in the first half, one which the majority of the snaps were taken by second-team players. Hurts was a late scratch due to a non-COVID issue or illness. Either way will work. The projected starting wide receivers took all of the first half snap. Smith, Jalen Reagor, and Quez Watkins. Smith finished with just 2 catches for 19 yards, but his route running was crisp on each of his 4 targets. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner was able to create separation with ease and got himself open when the ball was coming his way. Now, Smith's first catch in the NFL went for just 9 yards, but the hitch route he ran looked similar to prime Isaac Bruce with the St. Louis Rams. Joe Flacco found Smith on a 1st and 10, turning a 5-yard gain into 9. Later in the second quarter, Flacco found Smith for a 10-yard gain on 3rd and 4 in the flat that moved the move to change, which was another polished route by the rookie against New England Patriots cornerback Michael Jackson. All right. Smith looked to be running a slant at first, changing direction and heading to the flat, helping Flacco find him easily. The press coverage from Jackson didn't matter as Smith easily gained ground. Anyway. There we go. Hey, wow. Yawn. Also says here that Smith also got open on his first target of the night. Flacco delivered a late resulting or Okay, are we still? Yeah, we're still on. Hallelujah, kiddies. The Eagles wide receivers were targeted 8 times in the first half, but Smith was the only one to make an impact. The numbers for Smith, Rager, and Watkins probably would have been better with Hurts at quarterback and a first-team offensive line, which the Eagles don't appear ready to unveil until the season opener against the Atlanta Falcons on September 12th. Great oogly moogly. Alrighty. By the way, we have a final score. Speaking of Eagles, the New England Patriots killed the Eagles 35-0. That's right. 35-0 as week 2 of 3 of the NFL season begins. This year they're only doing 3 preseasons. They got rid of the 4th, and they turned that into, I do believe. All right, final score: New England Patriots 35, Philadelphia Eagles didn't hardly. Yes, they took it out on some unsuspecting grandmas from the knitting circle in downtown Anchorage. Yes, there you go. Okay, more little bad news in football. Jets defensive end Carl Lawson suffered a season-ending ruptured Achilles during a joint practice with the Packers. So he's gone until next season. There you go on that. A little bit of a judicial business to handle. 15 years after the murder of star Miami defensive lineman Brian Pata, one of his ex-teammates has been arrested in the case. Former Hurricanes defensive back Rashawn Jones was arrested and charged with degree murder on Thursday in Marion County. Florida, after long being regarded as a suspect, the Miami-Dade County Police Department announced. Pata played defensive tackle from 2003 to 2006. It was in his 4th season with the program when he was killed outside of his apartment after a football game. The Miami native and one excuse me. And Runestuffer were just 22 and projected to be selected in the 2007 NFL draft when he was shot in a manner that was described as execution style. Now I understand. Jones and Pata had been in fights before the killing, according to ESPN, and Jones had previously drafted the women Pata was seeing at the time of his death, not drafted, but dated. Jones had previously dated the women Pata was seen at the time of his death. The arrest of Jones could bring closure in a case that had a ground cold. And a lot of people wondering what the hell's next. Okay, let's keep going. Some other news. Antonio Brown of the Buccaneers has been booted from joint practice after punching Titans player cornerback Chris Jackson. One of several altercations that might thin the herd, if you will, of radio. So there you go. Okay. Here we go. There you go, right there. We've done our little sports brief, and we continue on. It's not midnight. Let's take a look before we glick ourselves. Ba-boom. And ba-boom. And we'll see if there's any changes. Oh, yes, indeed. Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter at 12:20 a.m. Eastern Time on August the 20th has just reached 29,225 $5. Congratulations, Peter and Mandy. There you go, kids. 29,225. So at this rate, Friday, about late Friday morning, early Friday afternoon. Oh boy. I know one thing, there are people that are going to be asking me who I pick for pro football games or go do gambling at Firekeepers in Battle Creek. But wow. It'll be the first time any of my predictions come true. Anyway, let's get some football scores, do some more headlines. And by football scores, I don't mean pro football. I mean the excitement of soccer. In the Europa League qualifying playoffs, Ammonia Nicosia 4-2 winner over Royal Antwerp. Galatasaray and Randers tied at 1. Slava Prague and Liga Warsaw tied at 2. Sturm Graz over Mura 3-1. Fenerbahce over Helsinki 1-0. Olympiacos over Slovan Bratislava 3-0. Rangers over Alashkert 1-0. Rapid Vienna over Zorya Luhansk 3-0. In the qualifying playoffs of the Europa Conference League, Maccabi Tel Aviv over Shakhtar Karaganda 2-1. FK Qarabag over Aberdeen 1-0. Florida over Shamrock Rivers 4-2. For FC Union Berlin and Kuopio 4-0. Final score. Union Berlin did good. Yep, he did good. He did. Rakhal Chesakola defeated Ghent 1-0. Harpel Beersheva and Ano Arthrosis Famagosta ended in a 0 tie. But of course, their team names are triple word scores in Scrabble. Lesk and St. Johnstone tied at 1. Neftchi Baku and Maccabi Haifa tied with 3. Riga and Lincoln tied at 1. Victoria Pleasant, CSKA Sofia 2-1 or 2-0. Zalgirls over Gilmt 2-2. Basel over Hammarby IF 3-1. Final score there. Kairat over Fola Etch 4-1. Roma over Trabzonspor 2-1. Fjord over Elfsborg 5-0. Jablonec over MSK Zalina have a little something. And here we go. Let's see. Roma 2, Trabzonspor 1. Fjord 5, Elfsborg 0, Jablonec 5-1 over Zilina. Slavonka and Reka tied at 1. Rennes over Rosenborg 2-0. Anderlecht and Vientianese 3-3. Okay, let's see. Where were we here? Jablonese and Zilna 5-1. Background. We got a very nice producer looking like Daniel Craig of CS, and get some time to take it. There we go. All right. Get some time to take it. Yes, we're taking it to the streets, everybody. Rennes and Rosenborg. Rennes beats Rosenborg 2-0. Anderlecht and Vitesse tied at 3. Copenhagen over Silversport 2-1. Pacos de Ferreira over Tottenham Hotspur 1-0. Santa Clara over Partizan Belgrade 2-1. And in Major League Soccer, Red Bulls over the Columbus Crew 1-0. Seattle Sounders over retiring Dallas 1-0. Wow, that is incredible. Seattle Sounders beat Dallas 1-0. Orlando City and Nashville, South Carolina. Wow. Anyway. Seattle over Dallas 1-0. Orlando over Nashville in a tie 1-1. Kansas City over Portland in a bit of a time warp. Kansas City over Portland 1-1. Vancouver over Austin 2-1. Real Salt Lake over Houston Dynamo 2-1. Hallelujah. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Hey, how you doing? All right. Let's get a couple of media headlines, and we will do a little check on Jack the Ripper again. Well, for those of you that love football or the game of soccer, CBS has announced the fans hiring Matteo Bonetti and tabbing Andres Cordero as top play-by-play broadcaster. That is right. The 2021 season begins on Saturday, and CBS announced some of its coverage plans for the Italian top flight last night. The most significant hiring made by CBS is Matteo Bonetti, who covered Series A for ESPN when they had the streaming rights to the league. He'll work as both a match and studio analyst, while Andres Cordero, already working for CBS and calling CONCACAF matches for the network, will serve as the top Series A play-by-play broadcaster for the network. Very good. Additionally, Fabrizio Romano hosts podcasts for CBS and serves as insider for the company. Will work in studio for Series A coverage. Joe Ankler and Marco Messina have been hired for studio work. And while coverage begins this weekend with match week 1, full coverage from the New York studios won't start until the third week on September 12th, following the first international break of the season. Series A coverage, or Series A coverage, will be centralized on Paramount Plus this season, though some matches will air on both CBS Sports Network and potentially CBS broadcast. There's one cable match in each of the first 2 weeks: Udinese and Juventus in week 1, and Genoa and Napoli in week 2. Each begins 12:30 Eastern on Sunday, but once we get into American football season, the future of that window will be in question, at least when it comes with CBS, the network. World Soccer Talk noted something interesting about CBS coverage this season. They'll have Italian language commentary of some games. I don't know how many people will use that feed, but the option is still welcome. Over the course of last year, CBS has made some impressive hires to bolster their soccer coverage, tempering the fears of some that they wouldn't take the sport seriously. Now, the network does plan for Series A, despite the Paramount Plus paywall. A significant change from the ESPN Plus paywall seems to be continuing in that positive direction. Ooh, yes. Yes, ooh. Okay, let's continue on. Disney, those fun little folks. That's right. August is when a lot of carriage deals tend to expire and either get renewed or not ahead of the college football seasons. And the latest to be renewed is Disney's deal with the National Cable Television Cooperative. an organization representing more than 700 small and mid-sized cable operators in August 2019. Folks at Awful Announcing wrote how the last Disney NCTC deal included the ability for NCTC members to opt in to the then upcoming ACC network. This time around, as per ESPN's release, it sounds like the ACC will now be offered by all members of the National Cable Television Cooperative. And those members will also be able to market streaming service ESPN Plus and Disney Plus to their customers. They already got the ability to market Hulu. Ain't that nice? Yes, it is. So good on the folks at Disney for doing that. NFL has elevated Charlie Uke from executive producer of NFL Media. Good going. Mobile streaming platform Buzzer reportedly has added the WNBA to its portfolio of fun. Yay. Here's something. You're watching a sporting event like golf, and all of a sudden, the feed goes out. Well, Golf Channel had that problem. For golf, fewer treats better than live morning links golf, and that's what they're getting with the Women's Open Champion from Carnoustie. Golf Channel was providing that relaxing morning vibe today, right up until it wasn't. The sharp cut to break after a Nelly Korda shot was somewhat jarring, though they're sometimes unavoidable when using an overseas feed. Boot. Come on. There we go. Let's get back to there. Thank you. Let's see here what we got here. Golf Channel. They were probably was somewhat jarring, though sometimes unavoidable when using an overseas feed. The really jarring part, though, was coming back from a break to find Nelly Korda again wearing a completely different outfit, and suddenly at +4 on the leaderboard. That's because Golf Channel lost the feed altogether and had to toss to last year's final round coverage. Whoa. Golf Channel did offer a bottom line crawl announcing technical difficulties, but that was the only sign that things were different. Eventually, after another break, we returned to live action, although once again it was a bit disorienting as we returned to the 2020 champ, Sophia Popov, playing an approach shot, making it easy to miss that we return to actual live broadcast. Yay! In the end, it was down for about 15 minutes. If you're going to lose a feed for a while, having it happen early in the first round certainly better than near the end on Sunday. But it was a bit funny how the timing worked out to offer some weird transitions to and from last year's footage. Yes. Okay, it is time, kids. We got to do this on the QT. Let's take you around the world in about, 15, no, not 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And then we'll do a final check, at least on our side, of Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. Okay, in soccer, we've already done the Europa League. In the end, we've already done the Europa Conference League games, so don't need that. How about baseball? How about that? Let's do some of that. Okay, in Japanese baseball, Cibolati Marines and the Seibu Lions went to a 3-3 tie. Hiroshima Carp over the Chinichi Dragons by a score of 3-1. Oseta gets the win for the Carp. He's 5-3. Oh no! He lost for the Dragons 3-8. Yokohama Bay Stars over the Hanshin Tigers 5-4. Sakamoto gets the win. He's 4-2. Fujinami gets the loss. He's 3-3. The Oric Buffaloes and the Nippon Ham Fighters, they were postponed. All right. Do we have some? Yeah, we do. We got one game that is now in the eighth inning. Los Angeles Dodgers lead the New York Mets 4-1. In South Korean baseball, the Korean Baseball Organization, it was Doosan Bears and the Kia Tigers. They were tied at 5-5. Samsung Lions over the Hanwha Eagles 11-3. Buchanan for the Lions gets the win. He's 10-5. Kim Ki-jung for the Eagles gets lost. He hasn't won in 4 starts. He's 0-4. LG Twins over the KT Wiz Swang 1-0. Winning pitcher Jung Woo Young got it for Twins. He's 4-2. Kim Jae-yoon for the Wiz Swans gets lost. He's 3-2. NC Dinos over the SSC Landers 8-5. Shin Min Hyuk gets a win for the Dinos. He's 6-4. Gravagilo gets no respect. Hasn't won in 3 games. And that, my friends, is that almost, folks. Almost. Let's do a final update. Well, final for our show. Let's do a final update on Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 29,225 at 12:36 a.m. And folks, that is all we got for tonight. We want to thank everybody for being a part of it. Thank you, Peter Gilmore. Big old hug and little love to Mandy Summers. And we will update you on Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter tomorrow. Full reportage tomorrow night, 11:35, right here on Sports Final. That's right. It's the only place where our sporty balls grow big and huge and luxurious. That is going to wrap it up for us. As I said, thank you everybody for watching, listening, caring, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell for more fun and excitement. We will be back tomorrow night, same time, same little fun-filled home here on the L2C Media Network. Till then, I am Steve the Baxman Baxley. For everybody around here, it has been fun. It has been exciting. And y'all have a good morning here on the West Coast and a great night on the East Coast, in the Midwest and mountain zones. Have fun. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Steve, the Baxman Baxley, saying to all a good night, good morning, and have a little fun and have a little bite. Go back, Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. Back it, perk it, sing it. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell those who are fans of pure comic book excitement that Jack the Ripper was a vampire hunter. I mean, Peter Gilmore has busted his buns on this. The artwork is crisp. It is beautiful. And to those who keep asking, who were looking at it and say, why doesn't he do a color version of it? That's because on things like this, black and white is a class A art. Folks, it brings out it brings it out more if it's done black and white. I mean, the pictures, they are strong, they are good, and they remind me of me being at about 13 years old, about being a young kid, living in Jackson, watching the Hammer House of Horrors on CBET Channel 9 in Windsor, Ontario, the CBC-owned station, watching Tales from the Unexpected, Roland Dahl's little adventure, and then Hammer House of Horror. Those TV shows, they were fantastic, especially the Hammer movies. I saw one a while back, and I did not know this. I did not know this until I saw it, but we all remember HBO's Tales from the Crypt. Hammer made a movie of it with Joan Collins, and this was incredible. I mean, Hammer horror movies, I mean, they did not shock. I mean, this was pure old-fashioned horror movie making at its finest. And sometimes I wish the Hammer franchise was still going. I mean, I used to watch late night right after Superstars of Wrestling on CBET Channel 9 in Windsor. I loved it every Saturday night. 90 minutes of Hammer horror television. And the artwork in the opening and closing was fantastic. The music was wild. In fact, there are some, I don't know if they're Hammer horror series or Tales of the Unexpected that you could find on YouTube that'll knock your socks off. I guarantee you on that. So take my word for it. This artwork is amazing, and so is the book itself. It is going to knock everything out of the ballpark. Mandy and Peter have outdone themselves in more ways than one with this thing, with this, I'm going to call it masterpiece of comic genius. And for anyone that says Comicsgate is not going to last, oh, sweet mercy, it is. It is blasting the traditional way of comics are made. I mean, this Comicsgate has brought new life in an industry that, I'm sorry to say, and I'll say it again and again as many times, it needed to be, it needed to be refreshed. It needed a breath of fresh air. It needed new ideas, a new direction, shall we say. It needed to be for the fans. And that's what Comicsgate is. That's what books like Wart the Wizard, the upcoming Wart the Wizard 2, Eternal Armor, just to name a few, Cyberfrog, the Tale of the Littlest Umbrella Girl. These folks, these comic book creators are the new wave. They are the breath of fresh air the industry needs. And with comic book places like Nostalgia Inc. here in downtown Jackson, independent comic books are selling better than the regular comic books are. There you go. And I am CG all the way, man. So congratulations, Mandy. Congratulations, Peter. Congratulations, Wyatt. Congratulations, EVS. Congratulations, Clint. Congratulations, John Malin. Congratulations, everyone, every one of you men and women, for what you are doing to breathe new life in an industry that needs it. Because no one wants to buy a comic book where there's essentially a wokeness. They want comic book with action or a comic book with laughs. They want to be entertained. They want to be taken away. And that's what comic books are supposed to be. They're supposed to be your plane ride into the imagination, away from the reality for a little while, and just let your imagination run away with you. Like the times run away with us. I should say my sign off and say we'll be back tomorrow night, 11:35. Please join us. Until then, this has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with L2C Media Network and the L2C Sports. And I will see you all tomorrow night. See you, and I may pop up somewhere to celebrate the biggest event in history, folks. So we'll see you tomorrow night at 11:30 and sometime in the afternoon as well. I don't know, but you'll see me in the chat rooms. Thanks, everybody. Good night, good morning, and good on you, Peter and Mandy. Good on you, folks. You did it. Keep up the success. Good night.